Yo, what is going on, guys? We're back today playing some more NHL 18, but we're talking NHL. We're talking trade deadline. Trade deadline's next Monday. We got some trades. We got some big news. Got some guys players want. One of them being Rick Nash. The ex-Blue Jacket that won out of Columbus is now ready. He's not actually ready, but he has no choice. The New York Rangers went out there and asked him to go ahead and submit that no trade list of teams he can't go to. Pretty much meaning they're shopping him and trying to get rid of him. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to see what it would take for teams to get Rick Nash. There's a lot of teams that are interested. We got 8 of them here today that have had some sort of little bit of possible interest of getting Rick Nash. Teams like the Predators, like the Stars, the Blues, the Lightning, the Leafs. Man, dude, why does the Lightning leave freaking Rick Nash? I mean, like they ain't good enough at scoring already. I guess that's why they want more. Leafs, Jets, Bruins, and Sharks. Those are the 8 teams we're going to go over today. We just took a nice peek at Rick Nash. But we're going to go out here. We're going to go to the trade block. And just to throw it out there right now so you guys know, we did not leave salary cap on because EA's really funky dory with the salary cap. I don't know how else to explain it. Rick Nash actually holds some decent trade value too, 7 mil. But the thing is, like, they're going to go out there and they're going to be like, oh, 7 mil. If they want to trade Rick Nash, it's going to cost them 7 mil. So the cap hit thing just would be annoying because, I don't know, the Rangers at the end of the day could go out there and actually retain some of that salary if they wanted to. I don't know if a team's that worried about it. He's got, what, like 3 months left on his 8-year contract. So let's start out with the Predators, though. The Predators want Rick Nash. What would it take the Predators? Do you think they go draft picks or do you think they go prospects? I don't know if the Predators are a team that want to go prospects. I mean, they still got young guys coming up here like Roman Josi. Even PK Subban's only 28, man. Forsberg's only 23. Johansson's only 25. These guys want to be a dynasty, I think. These guys want to be good for about 8 or 9 years. I feel like they'd be a team. If they're moving anybody, it's going to be a draft pick. It's not going to be a starter. And it's going to take quite a bit. It might take a second round for Rick Nash. According to NHL, we're going to NHL, or not NHL, according to EA here. We're going by what EA's thinking. So it might take a second. A second still wasn't quite enough. They might have to throw on somebody. I don't know who they'd want to get rid of. And the Predators might be a team not in the running as much too. They don't have as many draft picks to work with. Like I said, I don't know the Predators organization perfectly to know exactly who they'd want to get rid of. But let's say it'd be with 2 second-round draft picks, get it. 2 second-round draft picks would be more than enough. They'd be overpaying for them, actually. I feel like what they might end up doing, somebody like the Predators, now they're throwing it out there, maybe do a second. And then, depending on the market, seeing how the market's pretty high for Rick Nash, he could probably go for more than just a second. But let's say a second, and then maybe a conditional third. Maybe the Rangers go out there and say, well, you know what, if you guys make the playoffs and you go this far, you owe us a 3rd-round draft pick for Rick Nash as well. So that's where I'm going to go with the Predators. We're going to say a second and a third. That almost has the bar a little big too there. That's why I'm saying maybe that's a little bit of an overpayment. That's why we might throw some conditions in there. Maybe they throw a third and a conditional second. We could see maybe that's an option though for the Nashville Predators. Moving over to the Dallas Stars, and yes, indeed, we aren't going to be hitting the submit button because we already know how difficult it is to deal with EA in trades. It could be a fair trade to be like, nah, that's all right. We're not too interested. All right, the Stars want to move Spezza. According to EA, the Stars want to get rid of Spezza. Do they really want to get rid of Spezza though? How many centers do they got right now? I mean, they got Sagan. They don't need Spezza, but Spezza's got to be a part of that offense, does he not? Yeah, no doubt he is. They just want to dump his salary. I think they keep Spezza. The thing that might be tough as well is, like, if they're going to go out and get rid of these players, do the Rangers even want him? Janmark might be a guy, but do they want to get rid of him? It's tough to say. He's 24 years old, 79 overall, though. I think that might be a guy. Maybe we'll throw in our younger guy for the Rangers. Maybe the Stars want to get rid of him. Maybe not. So we'll throw that in there, and then probably some sort of draft pick with it. Maybe throw him in a third. The bar's still a little small. See, that's the thing we're doing with EA here. It's tougher. I think maybe the Stars could consider something like that. Maybe. That might be still not quite enough. So we're going to find what EA is going to make them do here. We'll find another player. I was looking at the left wingers. I thought, well, he's going to replace a left winger. Am I right? What it would really take to be completely even is probably Dickinson. If they really wanted him, Dickinson's a little bit too much. So maybe if the Rangers said, you know what, we'll take Dickinson and we'll go out there and we'll throw on a 3rd-round draft pick. So Dickinson for Rick Nash and a 3rd-round draft pick, I think that would be a pretty fair-looking trade. Again, according to EA, we're not going by actual real life here. It'd be tough. Like, I want to tie it into real life, but it's tough at the same time for the way some of these players value players, and I just got rid of Rick Nash. I guess we're not trading him anymore. Sorry, guys. Video's over. Again, looking at the Blues, Fabry can't see it happening. Steen can't see it happening. Saboka, I can see it. I can see Saboka, but they don't need him. That's the problem with these trades is why would the Rangers want a 30-year-old player if they're trying to, say, quote-unquote, rebuild, do whatever? I guess they keep a guy under contract a little bit longer that way. A little bit cheaper of a contract. We're going to throw him on there. Let's throw it on here. Let's throw Saboka on there. Why not? Looks like they're going to want a draft pick with that, though. Rick Nash has a little bit higher value than expected. We are at the beginning of the season, though, as well. So maybe the St. Louis Blues. Again, the Blues throw a 3rd-round draft pick on there. That might not be the best offer. The Blues might not be interested. But that's a pretty fair-looking trade according to, yeah, 3rd and Saboka for Rick Nash. That's what we're going to stick with here for the Blues. All right, the Tampa Bay Lightning, as if they need more firepower on offense. They could use a good old Rick Nash. Who you guys thinking about moving? They would gladly move Foot, really. I'm sure the Rangers would take that. I think the Lightning might be more of a prospect-giving kind of team. Let's see if maybe they take... Let's try Volkov. Volkov for Rick Nash. You know what? It might take a couple prospects. We got to mix up these trades here. We just can't keep throwing in draft picks. Who could be another prospect? Stevens. EA wants to get rid of Stevens. We'll fit those Stevens in there. Mitchell Stevens, Volkov, Rick Nash. Again, it's a little bit lopsided towards the Lightning, but I'm trying to weigh it in there. It's going to be a little bit lopsided towards the team trading because the value, obviously, it's going to go down knowing they're trying to trade him, everything else like that. I don't think you're going to get a completely fair value according to EA. So that's where we're going to go. Volkov and Stevens for Rick Nash for the Lightning. Toronto Maple Leafs want Rick Nash. All right, all right. They said we'll take Liljegren. What do you guys think? Again, a guy EA is trying to get rid of here for him. The Leafs is Kapanen. So let's throw Cap on there. And let's throw, again, we'll throw a draft pick. We're going to go a 4th round. Oh, that's Sharks 3rd. We're going to go a 4th round with the Leafs. Seems like a little bit better of a younger player. So we're going to go there. We're going to go a Cap. We're going to go a 4th. And that's a pretty fair looking trade. Again, that might actually be overpaying for the Leafs, but that might be what it takes. What are you guys thinking? Where do we go off to next? The Winnipeg Jets. Another team with quite the nice offense they got going right now. A lot of young players on that team. They might be a team that's willing to wheel and deal a draft pick. Once again, we got those guys. When you got Troop, we got Ehlers, all under the age of 23. You got an 18 or 19-year-old Patrick Laine, a 24-year-old Scheifele. Blake Wheeler's getting up there in age, but I mean, this team is built for the future. Again, I don't think they want to trade away any of that future just yet, but they might be willing to trade away a future of a future, and that being a 2nd round draft pick. And again, I think it's going to take them 2 seconds, maybe 2 seconds, maybe a 2nd and a 3rd. It'll be, again, kind of where we was with what was that, the first team we traded them with? Might be a conditional 2nd, might be a conditional 3rd. I think the Jets may try a 2nd and a 4th, no conditions. They go out there, mix it up a little bit for Rick Nash. Boston Bruins. What are these guys willing to wheel and deal? The Bruins are an interesting team. They're getting a little bit older. They're also getting a little younger. They're like flipping together. I mean, we got Marchand hitting 29 right in the peak of his prime. Bergeron hitting 32. But then you got Pasternak. You got McAvoy coming up there looking like some young studs. Plus, again, Krejci. They're up and down. I'm not too sure where the Bruins are thinking, where their heads are at when it comes to trading for Rick Nash. The thing is, too, that's tough is these guys are, they're pretty much renting him. Maybe Vetrano. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Maybe they're not thinking about re-signing him. They go ahead and throw him over there to the Rangers, get something for him, and, maybe the Rangers have the chance to go out there and re-sign him next season if they want to. But, again, that's the thing. It's up to both teams. The Bruins got to be pretty tight on the cap right now, don't they? Maybe they throw Vetrano and they throw a 3rd round pick. Let's throw a 3rd round pick for 2018. No, they want to get that pick out of the way early. Again, a little lopsided for the Rangers. I don't know what the interest is for the Bruins, though. I mean, anybody could use a Rick Nash, I guess, but the Bruins are looking pretty solid right now, too. It depends how much teams are willing to pay. We're going to say 3rd. We're going to say Vetrano. Rick Nash, it might take a little bit more. Let's throw one more pick on there just to make this look decent. We'll throw a 4th round. They want a 3rd, a 4th, and Vetrano. There we go. We're looking pretty good right there. That's what it's going to take for the Boston Bruins to get Rick Nash. I feel like I'm being really wishy-washy with these trades, changing it up on each one. I just want to keep it fresh, though. I don't want to keep doing draft picks. I want to keep doing the same players. And again, like, I'm not a GM, so I don't know what these guys want. If I was a Blue Jackets, I wouldn't want Rick Nash. He left us, and I'm still salty. He should be happy we're making this video, which reminds me, if there's another thing, before we get to the trade line, if there's another player you guys want to go through, maybe has 3 or 4 teams that wants to be traded to, want to see what it takes, we can do a video on that as well. Just let me know. Anyway, continuing on here. Continuing on. Fair trade value. What's it going to take? Or maybe LeBlanc. Is that how you say it? Is that LeBlanc? It's got to be LeBlanc. It can't be LeBlanc. LeBlanc. I'm going to get in trouble for that one. I'm calling him LeBlanc. LeBlanc. Bonking it up for Rick Nash. Perfect. Rick Nash for Mr. LABANC. The bank is here. So is Rick Nash. La Bank. Trade him up. I think that'd be a fair one. That's the last team we're going to do. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Those, you guys probably have your favorite teams. One of them 8 teams. Or there's like, what, a 33% chance? How many teams are in the league these days? 31. Because we just like having an odd number in the NHL. 31 teams. I think we went through 8 of them. He has, what, 12 teams he can go to? 12 potential teams. He wants to go to a Stanley Cup contender.